Hey guys, this is Jamin bringing you another StarCraft 2 broadcast. This is a game, a best of 3 from the IGN Pro League. This is a game between aTnSocke and FXOmoONan. So we'll see exactly what's going on here. This is an older game. I believe this is 1.3 or so, before the Warp Gate nerf. But is it going to matter? We'll see. It is a Protoss. Versus a Terran, so this is a best of 3. I'll be casting all 3 games, so we'll see how this goes. FXOmoONan, I have not heard of him. He is on the FXO team, so he is a good player, and I have heard of Socke. Socke is also a good player, and because I've heard of him, I assume that means he's great. I don't know too much about these players. I do know Socke is a well-known player in the StarCraft 2 scene. And this is the IGN Pro League, so definitely shaping up to be a good game on Xel'Naga Caverns here, which is, I think, a lot of people love this map just because of how simple it is. Pretty easy to establish a third, relatively. The second is not as easy as some other maps, but not too difficult. 2 choke points here you can control to stop the push-ins, and I think people like this map on a general consensus. I know I like it when I play on it. It's an easy map to play on, I think. And so mooONan getting his barracks and his refinery. Nothing too crazy coming out. Not walling in. Does have his first supply depot out here. Could potentially just lift this barracks up and finish the wall in if he feels necessary. Socke not walling in. Obviously, you don't really want to wall in against a Terran on a short map like this. Perhaps on a larger map to deny scouting info, you might want to wall in, but they would probably get here by now. This Protoss probe being a really obnoxious, Socke getting the harassment in with this probe, and just getting a couple zaps in on these SCVs. There comes the first Marine, and as soon as that Marine's done a reactor, could be seeing some 2-base play, another barracks or a 2 racks play. Another barracks come down, might see a tech lab on that, would put a Marauder out. And this SCV, he is using his fusion cutter to cut away at this unknown technology. This technology really screwing him up. He doesn't know exactly what's going on, so he's just trying to cut it, but it's just not letting him. And that Zealot coming out and killing that SCV almost immediately, so that's great. He's not going to get any more scouting info. And FXOmoONan now walling off with 3 supply depots, so just wants to deny scouting info and allow his easy movement in and out of his base by just lowering all 3. Might see a command center soon, or we'll see. Getting some Marines out, a tech lab on this second barracks, so definitely some 2 racks pressure. Only 1 gateway and warp gate already on the way with 140 build time. And another gateway and another gateway, really spreading out these gateways, so if a scan goes down, he's probably going to see maybe 3 of them, maybe just 2. Probably going to be wondering what's going on. No expansion out yet from FXOmoONan. Stalker coming out to play with this, and a bunker going down. That a bunch of Marines coming out now, and there's the Marauder. Does he have concussive shell? No. But Socke does not want to tempt fate and get his Marauder or his Stalker lost to a Marauder slow push. So he does see the Marauder, he does see the Marines. So here comes mooONan with a little bit of a push out here with 3 SCVs and Marines and a Marauder with concussive shells. Going to open up production tab so you can see this bunker going down to make sure he has his defense set. And those units moving out. These units, the Stalker and Zealot, going to be kind of found out of position. The Sentry going to get picked off. That is not what you want to happen when this units are coming in. You need that Sentry. Here comes another Stalker coming out. That Sentry really going to play a significant role in this with the force fields. And FXOmoONan trying to get a bunker down to stop any kind of a second coming up. No command center for FXOmoONan, and Socke now having to deal with 2 bunkers coming up, and all he's got is 5 Stalkers and a Zealot, 4 Stalkers and a Zealot, and a Sentry. Going to be trying to focus down that force, kills the SCV. There's 1 force field, a couple probes pull off the line. You're going to want to get that SCV. There it is. SCV down. These 2 bunkers not going to finish unless more SCVs get pulled off the line. And Marauder and a couple more Marines coming up. These Marauders are so slow, doing such a good job microing, but when you did pull the correct amount of probes off the line, four probes coming off the line, and Stalker's now pushing this back and try to pick up the Marauder, and now picking off these Marines, and then the bunkers get canceled. And aTnSocke does a really good job of holding off this pressure. Does FXO have a command center on the way? No, still no command center on the way. Might be seeing a little bit of a turtle come up. It's a one base Terran versus two base toss. Mules let you stay in that for a little bit longer as Terran, but we'll see if the toss aTnSocke has the ability to take advantage of what he's got. And, no, don't do that. I do that every time I want to look at the workers lost. They Control W, but that is not what you want to do. Workers killed. There it is, and we do not want to look at aTnSocke's camp. Workers killed 11 for Moonan, but aTnSocke does have 7 kills here, and we'll throw that down there. Nope, not that. All right, there we go. So yeah, aTnSocke now kind of pushing out, a little bit of a push out. Got to be wondering where the expansion is for Moonan, and the command center is on the way, as well as a starport, so we could see some medevacs, maybe some Banshee play. There's a reactor going down on here, so I'm going to assume some Banshee, some medevac play, Marine Marauder medevac, and aTnSocke picking off, it looks like an SAV that was out here, and a Marauder and a couple Marines hanging out at the edge here, trying to make sure nothing happens here. aTnSocke not pushing up right now, not checking out what's going on. Do we have a Robo Bay? Yeah, we do. There's the Robo Bay with the Observer coming out, and a couple more warp in. Stalker back here. Probably might be expecting some kind of Banshee harass. Really wondering where that that command center is. And now there's the command center morphing into an orbital, and aTnSocke just pulling all the way back to his base. Is going to leave some guys to take over these Xel'Naga towers to make sure he has that scouting info. Starting to work on these destructible rocks. If you got units, use them, and going to be taking these down. One SCV going out to scout, probably going to come right by this pylon, it looks like. So he's going to scout that pylon, and aTnSocke trying to kill that SCV. Doesn't want him to go anywhere. And there goes the Stalker chasing him down. Taking over that Xel'Naga tower again, so that's a great move. And now the move out from FXO. Got 2 medevacs. He's going to be securing his front here, and the command center going down the orbital. And aTnSocke taking out that SCV before he gets too much scouting info. Only a pylon seen, so might be forced to scan if he hasn't scanned already. And he does see everything, so I'm assuming he's scanned. And a Immortal coming out here to deal with these, to do a really good job against the Marauders. This pylon going down. Going to supply block aTnSocke for a bit. Going to force another pylon. 3 pylons already on the way. So he is going to be still supply blocked just for a little bit longer until this next one finishes. And there it goes. So a 5-gate with a Robo Bay. And he does have the robotics bay, robotics facility and the robotics bay back here. And a Colossus on the way. No range as of yet, but is going to be doing, it looks like, some drops from Moonan, FXOmoONan. Some units here to deal with this. Might get a SCV. Gonna pick off a medevac. And these Stalker's going to chase down these stimming away Marauders, and this medevac doing an outstanding job of poking and prodding. Oh, might get picked off. 7 health left on that medevac, and it's gonna be stuck out here in no man's land until aTnSocke is done. So we're going to take out this proxy pylon. Is Xel going to finish? He is. Xel finishes. And immediately FXO picking up his units and moving back here. The Colossus hanging out around here. 2 medevacs now hanging out in no man's land, and FXOmoONan happily securing his second and getting this all up. It's been up for a while, obviously. It's fully saturated here. Stimming a Marine, just go run to the Xel'Naga tower probably and see what's going on. In that Marine, all the stim, look at that, lasting almost all the way to the Xel'Naga tower. And now this Marine sees everything stimming away, saying, "Oh crap, I have to get out of here," and running from that force. So aTnSocke now with the Colossus out, doesn't have the range upgrade as of yet. It is on the way here, and we'll see. There's the stim. Sentry's not here. There's a couple force fields, but that's just going to block the attack of aTnSocke himself. So FXOmoONan doing a good job of baiting those force fields and getting his units out of there after stimming away. aTnSocke picking up his 3rd expansion at the gold. A couple more medevacs loaded up, and these bunkers loaded as well. And a command center coming out for Moonan. These units coming out here are going to pick off the Zealot. He's not going to get away. Does stim all the units, but not a big deal when you have 2 medevacs that are nearly full energy. All of aTnSocke's units streaming over here now, wanting to check out what's going on, and these 2 medevacs being really pesky. One with only 7 HP, so really has to be careful with that one. And these 2 units stimming away, and aTnSocke just having really full map control except for these drops. And we'll see exactly what he does with that. This factory is kind of sitting in no man's land, back and forth, going to keep getting poked and prodded by aTnSocke, but that is almost a worthless effort because it's not all that important. Ghost Academy is on the way, Vikings on the way, 2-2 attack on the way for Moonan, and only a ground level 1 on the way for aTnSocke. So that could prove quite dramatic in these battles. A 2-2 Terran army against a 1-1 Protoss ground force. But he does have the advantage with 4 Colossus. Vikings are on the way. Mobius Reactor for the Ghosts on the way. So we are going to see some Ghosts, and they're going to be able to EMP as soon as they spawn. And now Moonan moving out to take out these minerals. Probably going to see a Planetary Fortress morph in on these mineral patches. And that is a great thing to do as Terran. You kind of just make this an impassable place. You can't really attack from this angle because there's a Planetary Fortress sitting right in the middle with a bunch of SCVs around ready to repair it and prepare it for its duty. So just kind of controlling this choke point and moving forward, you just attack up into this gold and you just drive right up through the enemy. Moonan does have a couple Marauders up here, stimming, taking out these cannons, and then probably just going to back out. Those 2 cannons going down. Does pick off a Zealot, but probably should have just let that Zealot live. Does lose a medevac due to that. And now aTnSocke with a huge army. That's 1-1 now. Zealot charge on the way. Those Vikings going to be hanging out right here. Wow, it's a lot of Vikings. Didn't realize he was making that many. 7 Vikings on the field going to be attacking these. Going to take 2 volleys to kill 1 Colossus with 7 Vikings. And even more Vikings on the way. 8, 9, 10 Vikings. Still going to take those 2 volleys from Vikings to kill 1. But this one probably going to go down almost immediately if he doesn't move out now. It looks like a small insurgent force coming over here, stimming around. Going to pull off this Zealot and pick him off. Those 2 medevacs. Not sure if they dropped in or if they died or what happened with those, but they are no longer hanging out in no man's land. And aTnSocke pulling all the way to the right side. Now here comes FXO pulling into the just gonna snipe the 3rd and then run away. And wow, that is a big move from FXOmoONan, causing aTnSocke to run to the right just by killing that 1 Zealot. His entire army was out of position, and he lost his 3rd now to a stim Marauder push. And those Vikings just hanging out in the middle here, saying, no, Colossus, not an important moment right now. Some DTs on the way, 2-2 on the way for N.